ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and a very warm welcome back to Surbiton High School. It's lovely to have you back here in the hall. And it's also lovely to be able to do a proper event rather than an event through a screen and to see your faces and your reaction. It has been so wonderful to have the girls back in school this week and to see them at the co-curricular fair and to see them on the hockey pitch and playing music and being a full part and active part of the school is just wonderful. And we do hope that it's going to be able to last throughout the whole year. Just on that, we can't get away from the fact that I do need to talk to you about COVID just for a moment, if that's all right. We have around 20-25 cases, positive cases of COVID in school at the moment, ranging from year 6 through to year 13. Most of those cases were picked up through the lateral flow testing that was done ahead of the girls coming back to school, and most of those cases are in fact asymptomatic. So can I please urge you as parents to ensure that you do test your daughter every 3 days for the foreseeable future. It's only by doing that will we ensure that we capture, I can see some of you with some masks on now, only by doing that we will ensure the safety of everybody in the school. Most of the cases that we had are having currently are a result of the girls socialising at some of the festivals that they went to ahead of coming back into school. But we will most certainly have an increase in cases over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's inevitable given that the girls are socialising together. We have got rid of all of the bubbles, all of the one-way systems. So all of those things that we had in place to try and stop some transmission, we now, rightly so, are not doing. But it's vitally important that we as parents continue to do the lateral flow testing. The good news is the only people that need to isolate are those people who do test positive. We are no longer doing the track and trace in school, that's now the job of the NHS. And if your daughter is identified as a close contact, you will be contacted by the NHS and asked to do a PCR. Other than that, the girls should all be coming into school, so only COVID-positive cases need to isolate at home, which means that we can continue education in the same way that we started it this academic year. If your daughter does get COVID, obviously they will switch back onto Teams and be able to access their lessons on Teams for the 10 days in which they have to isolate. I'm not going to say any more about COVID, other than that we are doing what we can in school. We are reminding the girls to wash their hands, we are reminding them to do the lateral flow tests. But if you could do your part at home, I would be very grateful. I also wanted to share with you the amazing GCSE results and A-level results that we received this August. 89% of all grades at A-level were A-star A, which is absolutely phenomenal. 100% of the girls received their first choice offers at their universities, with 90% of the girls going on to Russell Group universities, and the other 10% going to some of the top art colleges and drama colleges, all to colleges abroad, including the USA. We were absolutely delighted with the A-level results. We could not have asked any more of the girls. At GCSE, 57% of all grades were grade 9, the top grades, with 100% of all grades being 97. So again, phenomenal results at GCSE and A-level. And the girls very much deserved to get those results. A lot of the information that you may have read in the press was that the grades have been lifted as a result of the teacher and tech assessed grades. I do believe that the cohort that sat exams this academic year actually worked harder and had to work harder than most academic years. They had 18 months of uncertainty and they had assessments pretty much from January all the way through to June. So our girls absolutely deserve those incredible results, and my staff worked very hard to ensure that they achieved those amazing results. Over the course of the 2 days of INSET, we did a value piece with the staff. We looked at the values of Surbiton High School, and those values we believe have changed over time, and not least in the last 18 months. And we looked at what we should and do value as a school. And then we did the same piece of work with the girls in the tutor groups when they came back at the start of this week, or year 7s last week. And some of the key words that came out, and some of the things that we absolutely do value as being part of Surbiton High School is honesty and integrity and respect for each other. And I hope that the girls and you will live out those values as we progress throughout the year. The piece that we have done We're going to share with you when we've collated it all, it will probably be early January before we do that. And we will redefine the values of the school at that point, and that will interweave through everything that we then continue to do. One of the key things that we pride ourselves on are the home-school communication that we have with you, and the pastoral care that we have with the girls. And I hope over the course of the last 18 months you've been able to see the pastoral care that we've had in place online and in school. We have absolutely enhanced that pastoral care within school. We have increased the leadership within year groups and within tutor teams. We've increased our welfare team by adding a new nurse and a new mental health nurse, because fundamentally the girls need to be happy in content in school. So we've increased our capacity in that area. But what I want to say to you finally is the homeschool communication is absolutely essential to ensure the happiness of your daughter at Surbiton High School. So if there are things happening at home that we need to be aware of, some of the challenges that you may have, or some of the things that you would like to celebrate, then please do get in touch with the tutor. And we'll do everything we can over the course of this academic year and beyond to ensure that your daughter stays happy at Surbiton High School. Because a happy child is a successful child and will continue to learn well. Year 9 are very ably supported by the most wonderful tutor team, hand-picked tutor team. And I'm going to hand you over now to the head of year, Miss McLean.
Good evening, everyone. As Ms. Butler said, it's so nice to sit here, to stand here and actually be able to speak to people. Last year I had to do this speaking to a computer screen, having no idea what was going on the other side of it. It was very daunting, and I much enjoy actually having you in front of me to speak to. Thank you for coming, and I'll try and run through the information as quickly as possible so you can get out of this very warm room. As Ms. Butler said, my name is Carmen McLean, and I'm the head of Year 9. I'll introduce my team in just a moment, but just a brief overview of what we're going to be covering this evening. Okay, I'll leave that up for just a moment. Right, so I'm going to start by introducing the Year 9 tutor team. So as Ms. Butler said, we have expanded the pastoral team this year by adding an additional head of year to support the pupils. So Mr. John Brown is joining the pastoral team. He is also a form tutor. And Ms. Eddie Plumley, who I worked with as with the Year 8 last year. Right, Year 9 tutor team. So I'm just going to get them to give you a little wave so you know who is who. And you will have the opportunity to speak to them after this in the dining hall where you can go get a glass of wine, and they've got an amazing, I don't know if anyone's seen it, amazing cheese setup. So please do go down there after and have a glass of wine and have a chat with your daughters too. They'll be really happy to meet you in person because I'm sure you've had a lot of online communication. Right, so 9A, we have Natalie Goldhoff, and she is supported by Eddie Plumley as the deputy. 9C, we have Noel Bragg, and he's supported by Tavy Swells. 9F, we have Natasha Dean, who's supported by Ben Newton. 9N, we have John Brown, supported by Megan Guinan. 9P, we have Claire Wilson, supported by Emily Godbold. And 9T, we have Rachel Ward, supported by Isla Dara. So a few new tutors this year, but they're very much looking forward to spending your time with your daughter. Now, you may have had a daughter that actually applied for the middle school head girl team, and the parents of these girls may be in the room. These are our 4 students that make up the middle school head girl team. We had about almost 40 applications for the middle school head girl team last year. It was unbelievable, the quality and the effort the students put into the applications. I mean, Ms. Plumley and I sat down and we were just struggling to narrow it down. And that just goes to show the attitude that the students have, that they'd be willing to put themselves forward for a leadership role within the school. It was just amazing. So these students will work with Ms. Plumley, they'll work with the upper school head girl team and the head girl team in the 6th form to be a voice for their year 7, 8, 9, and to also be role models within the school. Right, so if you might remember that last year I introduced kind of the theme for the year group, and I do follow that theme through to Year 9. So be kind, be brave, be you. growth is a process. So I know Mrs. Glover spoke about the values that we're going to be weaving into the school. As a staff body, we discussed the values on our inset day. The pupils have discussed them on their first day back, and it's something that we want to incorporate in our day-to-day pastoral team as well. So I'd like to focus on the value of kindness. Basically, I'm going to play you a thought. It's from the Thought of the Day from BBC Radio 4. It's a 2-minute clip. I'm just going to play it for you.
Good morning. If you went for an interview and were asked what qualities you needed to succeed in life, would kindness be one of them? A friend once took a viva at an Oxford college. At high table that evening, one of his examining professors praised the brilliance of the college's most illustrious old boy, a portrait of whom loomed over the dining table. When my friend asked, but was he a kind person, the professor was befuddled. Kindness was not part of his metric for assessment. As it happened, my friend didn't pass his exam. Today, another professor and a team of researchers at the University of Sussex are taking the subject seriously. As part of their study, they have created with the BBC the Kindness Test. It is devised to explore people's attitudes towards kindness, how much they value, practice and receive it. I took the test. I thought this an act of kindness in itself, as it took 30 minutes, but it was worth it. After all, the study defines kindness as any behaviour intended to bring benefit to others. Part of the problem, as my friend discovered, is that kindness is sometimes thought of as nebulous, a bit weak and anti-competitive. It doesn't quite fit in with the hard-nosed world of getting on, where the me is always eclipsing the we. There is also a prejudice that it is little more than enlightened self-interest, an evolutionary survival mechanism to keep the king in kindness and ensure we look out for our own. For if charity starts at home, does it not tend to stay there? And yet life, especially during the pandemic, suggests otherwise. Acts of kindness abound, and these are just the ones we know and hear about, for they are often unconditional and at best hidden, and require no hashtag or signalling. They are sometimes done in secret, without someone's right hand knowing what their left hand is doing. I am sure I have benefited from 1,000 kindnesses whose source I'll never know. It's said that it is more blessed to give than receive. Research has shown that performing an act of kindness actually gives a physiological boost to the giver. Perhaps that warm glow is a happy side effect signaling that something more profound is going on. When we give or receive kindness, it is as if we are drawn into a better way of being. Far from being soft and extra, kindness connects us to something solid and essential. It's possibly the invisible glue holding everything together. Kindness redefines our notions of kin beyond those we know or like, making us question, as Jesus did, who our mother or father or neighbour is, and to include the other, the stranger, and even our enemy. For in the end, we are all still humankind.
So that was the name of a Welsh novelist and broadcaster, William Groves. I just had a co-worker send that to me a few days ago, and I just thought it was really a really nice thought. And kindness is the science behind it. I'm a science teacher. I love to talk about things that are backed by data. Kindness can lower your blood pressure, can boost your emotional well-being, can help clear relationships, reduce social anxiety, help students develop healthy, clear relationships. It's essential in a thriving workplace. I was just speaking to one of my coworkers whose wife just got a job at Snap, a company that oversees Snapchat, and he was saying that basically on their application they put kindness as a quality that they need to see. The founder feels that kindness is essential for a fast-paced tech startup, I guess not startup anymore, but a tech-based company where they need to fail and try again, and that kindness gives a level of comfort when you do fail and you have to try again. So I thought that was really interesting that they're having on their job applications. Right, that survey that we spoke about, we won't be using it with the students because it is 18 and over, but I will, when I send this out on Friday, the presentation, I will include the link because perhaps you might find it interesting to do it and have a chat over dinner. Right, so what are we trying to do in year 9? So basically, these two principles at the core are a charter for well-being. So we want to build resilient peoples to develop a positive mindset, find meaning, and have students achieve. These are developed in a range of ways, which I'm going to cover on the next few slides. So, as Ms. Glover said, the whole reason the pastoral team is here is to support your daughter in any way that we can. One-to-ones are done by the tutors throughout the term time. We incorporate as much as we can, including current affairs or mindfulness and things like that during our formal activities in PSHE. There's, of course, subject-based clinics and societies, assistance for students who are English additional language, learning enrichment, study skills. So study skills is a program that happens during registration once per week. It essentially, if your daughter struggles with organization, revising for tests, even taking class notes, struggling with time management, study skills, we have a learning enrichment, somebody from the learning enrichment department who will come and meet with your daughter in a very small group, so it's pretty well one-on-one, and just to support them. So if you feel at any time throughout the year that would benefit your daughter, please just send their tutor a note and we can arrange that for them, because it is very beneficial. We also have a school mentor, Dimple, and we have a counselor as well, and either all refer them or they can also self-refer. Alright, so we just had our co-curricular fairs on Monday and Tuesday, so hopefully your daughters came home really excited about what they signed up for. I think we have something like 130 clubs, so there is something for everyone. If they didn't get to sign up for the club that they wanted, it's not too late. They can contact the teacher who runs the club, and they will be able to let them know if they can join or not. The only reason being it's full, they probably won't be able to. So please do encourage them, and the tutors during their one-to-ones, their initial one-to-ones, will incorporate discussing what co-curriculars they're doing, and those that have not chosen much, maybe encouraging them to kind of branch out and do something a bit different. Right, just to give you a flavor of what your daughter will encounter on Monday to Friday and during registration. So we have form time on Mondays. This is usually reading any memos, getting sorted for the week and bringing them up to date on anything that we need to tell them. Tuesday, a senior leadership assembly, which is either delivered online or in person, covering a range of topics. On Wednesday, we have form time again, where we do, we call it Mind Matters, so mindfulness, current affairs, and things like that. Thursday, we have your group or house assembly, and then Friday, reflection as well. So the Friday reflection might be if they're celebrating, if there's a sort of celebration that month, anything that needs to be discussed really. It does cover a broad range. Okay, this is just a taste of the PSHE lesson. So your daughter receives one lesson per week that's PSHE, and that's delivered by their form tutors. So they've actually already had their first PSHE lesson, and they might have been home because the halls were just buzz with their excitement, but actually being able to go out and do, they love the charitable endeavors and planning on what they could do, and they were at my door, can you do this, can you do that? So it's amazing that they're able to take part in the KYGN, which is run by Mr. Humphreys, our librarian, and it's their charitable endeavor they're focused for the year. Ms. Conley, I don't know what adult money is, but do you have any?
Yeah, it's to help teach girls the principles behind money, credit, how to manage money, budgeting. It's a gentle introduction that's suitable at this stage to help them learn what they need for them.
Thank you. Careers and future opportunities. I know I've already had very keen year-round students asking about options movement, and they don't have to worry about it now, and neither do you. I'm going to give you a few slides of information on it, but please do not worry. In January, you will be given a wealth of information, and you will feel well equipped to make a decision. But leading up to that, Mr. McDermott, who oversees our careers department, he is going to incorporate different careers and future opportunities subjects in the PSHE. So for example, they do a quiz called Fast Tomato, where they go online and they fill out kind of what interests them, and it comes up with some job opportunities. Now, this isn't just saying, sometimes they take it so literally, and they're like, well, no, I have to be this because it came up on the search, and that's not obviously how it works. It's just to initiate the discussion. Sexual health, body image, and staying safe, drugs and alcohol, managing emotions, making the right decisions, developing resilience, and of course we'll continue on with our scope days. You might have seen this before. This is our learning habits wheel. So we consciously, your teachers, the subject teachers will obviously incorporate this in their classroom learning, but we can make a conscious effort to incorporate this into PSHE. The learning habits is basically just the skills that will carry on, help will carry on beyond school. Okay, so this ties in more whole school ethos through our B2B program, from activities and developing learning habits, basically aiming to equip them with the skills so that they can be successful when they come out of sixth form, that's in or hopefully sixth form. Okay. Sometimes the GCSE process can be really straightforward, but I would say that is the minority. Typically it looks something like this. It's a bit long, it's a bit windy, there's some ups and downs, but on the other end, I can tell you that with support, we always come up with a solution for any people, no matter how specifically unique their GCSE is. So, typically, I'm going to give you it's about 2 slides worth of information, just a little taste, and then you can look forward to more information in October. But typically 8 to 10 GCSEs. So you have 2 for English, you have English Lit, English Lang, you have 1 for maths, and then for science, depending on if you do combined or separate. So combined gives you 2 GCSEs, separate gives you 3. So you're either going to get, those are your core that you have to take. So students do have to take all 3 sciences, and I'm not always talking about that, but it is all 3 sciences. If the student chooses to take combined, because the sciences, no matter if you combine or separate, it's still the same amount of teaching time, it's still 2 lessons per week. They will be able to take only a maximum of 9 GCSEs if they choose combined, just because time is fitting into the time. Okay? What I would, sorry, I'm losing my words. What I would like students to focus on when they're choosing their GCSEs is to play to their strengths. If they're good at it and they enjoy it, they'll succeed in it. Trust your teachers. I know you might want to reach out to the teachers beforehand, but we have so many events coming up, so they'll get their full report in December. In January, we have an options evening, and then I have the dates, either late January or early February, they have parents' evening. So at parents' evening, you can take the information you learned from their report, the information from options evening, and you can, ask that teacher, and they will give you an honest answer because they want your daughter to succeed as well. And don't listen to the rumors. If you have any questions, please just ask myself or the tutors. Okay, what to expect from year 9 and what you might already be experiencing at home. Okay, friendships shifting. As they develop different interests, their friendships will change. It's just part of it. We see it every year, and it's just the way it is. They'll form closer friendships. They might not be as close with people they were in year 7, and that's difficult. And I think it's equipping them with the tools where they do it in a kind way, when these friendships change, instead of just kind of pushing somebody away on a conversation. I know that's challenging, but we can support them with that. You might see them becoming more independent. Over and under confidence, definitely. You might have seen this already. Image awareness is a big one. Increased screen time. So we don't have phones during school, but please consider controlling their use of iPads and their phones in the evening. I know it's difficult. Maybe putting them in the kitchen out of the bedroom is a great idea. And social media tags, they come and go. They're not, they won't stop. We'll deal with them. We'll manage them as they come along. Okay. Probably the slide that you want to hear about. How can we make things easier for everyone? So definitely keeping the lines of communication open. Please do get in touch. Your daughter's tutor is the first point of call, any issues that you have. Be positive in the face of adversity and by working together. So encourage your daughters to speak to us. We definitely see from year 8 to year 9 they kind of come to the opposite at last. They want to be more independent. They want to sort things out themselves, but sometimes that doesn't always work. So please do encourage them to come speak to us. We will always act in the best interest of your daughter. If they, we expect them to make mistakes, and that's all part of it. So we want to work together, essentially. Okay, this is where I just throw a ton of information at you, and it all is going to be sent out on Friday, so please don't worry about that. Satchel 1 is a homework app that we use. You're probably familiar with it. On Monday, it was your parent logins were sent out. If you have trouble with it, please contact the right email, ewu@surfacewine.com, and she will be able to sort that out for you. Maximum one homework per subject per week, except maths, which may be 2 shorter ones. And there's some subjects like DT, which they won't set homework every week. It'll be kind of every few weeks. So the timetable is 60 to 80 minutes per night, but of course that fluctuates. Okay, how can we communicate with you? So Friday letters will come to your inbox, and everything is available at MIS. And you can find your child's timetable, the curricular booklet, staff list, the curriculum booklet, everything should be there for you. You can also access the learning space, more for pupils, but for example, if your daughter's having trouble with her iPad in the evening, the learning space has an iPad section, which may be helpful. Sports are accessed via the website, and we have various Twitter accounts that you can follow as well. Okay, this is where I need help. Uniforms and expectations, skirts in particular. They probably are a bit like when they leave your house, but on the way to school, they do pull themselves up. And so we are writing it on our end. We expect to know a single earring in the ear. We expect to have their blazers with them every day. We expect their skirts to be at a decent length. Hair tied up in natural please, so no any crazy colors. And nothing else, no bracelets or anything like that. So I do go around on Monday and I spoke to every single pupil in year 9, and I basically set the tone for uniform. So they know, and we're going to stay on them and make sure they are, because it's important. Mobile phones not used during the school day. I know this is a difficult one, and you might be guilty of contacting your daughter during the day, but we would like to, if you need to contact your daughter, please just contact me in reception and they'll be able to get them. It's a zero tolerance policy with mobile phones, and often it causes more trouble, and it makes our job a little bit more difficult. So you can always get a hold of them, and even if you need to, with the phones, even if you get a phone call from your daughter, I know oftentimes that causes a bit of panic. So we're telling the girls the same message, come to us, and then they can call you from the office. Chewing gum is not allowed, and PKIT. I've had a few emails come through about PKIT. I know some details, but I know it is quite complicated. What I will tell you is if they have PE period 2 on a Monday, they come to school in their kit and they change after. If they have a period 3, they change at break. And if they have a fixture after school, they change at lunch. Ms. Wilson, did I get that right?
If it's an away.
If it's an away fixture, sorry. Yes.
Can you just confirm what games are for him? So I think of the email about the house company, it says that the games are for him, so they come in the whole day in the evening, but nothing else seems to talk about any games, like it seems to be like this.
Do you know Ms. Wilson?
That was a mistake on our behalf. They just come in normal uniform and then they all get changed at Newswood for the games afternoon.
Right, okay, so
Yes.
the only one that actually said it was wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone hear that? Yeah. Yes.
My understanding is that during the summer lunch break, there are classes that go to like to attend, and given that they need to change the uniform and also have lunch, isn't that sort of putting like the pressure on the girls and doesn't kind of make them sick because they have never had more than classes during lunchtime?
I think we can probably do that on a case-by-case basis. I don't know if Pete has discussed that, but if your daughter is finding it difficult and they have a club that day and they're struggling to get changed, if you could just ask them to speak to their form tutor myself, I'm sure that we can figure it out. So of course we want them to partake in the club and have lunch and not be really rushed. Right, a few more things to me, and so absence requests. So if you are absent, if you're taking your daughter out for an appointment on the day, just out of school, you can just email your daughter's home tutor. If you're asking for a request in advance, then you need to email absence request, and this will all be sent out. And if there's an illness on the day, you can either call or send it to your superintendent's municipal absence. For PE lessons, if your daughter is unwell but still in school, they do have to go to their PE lesson. They will be given a helper role, of course, but if they are really not well enough to attend PE, and it is on a case-by-case basis. Right, I think this is my last slide. So key dates, December 14th for reports, January 11th, options evening, January 20th, parents evening, and then the progress report. So I actually, the exact date that options are due in, I don't know, but I'll have a few, I'll have a chunk of time to decide. It's not rushed. From that point, we don't make the option blocks till a lot later in the year, so there's always flexibility. But essentially what we do is for every pupil, we go through their options, pupil by pupil, and just ensure that they made the right choices. And if we need to, we'll speak to you as parents, we'll speak to the pupil, and it is really a process that is very individual and tailored to your daughter. All right, thank you for all of that. I know it's a lot of information. So just leave you with that, quote on the board, and thank you very much. Now, as I said, there's wine and cheese downstairs. Please do go have some. Mr. Martin Gray, he is the DAB coordinator. He actually has a few slides to deliver, but I didn't know if that would be necessary for everyone to stay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask the form tutors to head down to the dining hall, and any parents who don't feel they need to stay for the DD, they've sent the information, they're confident with it. You can also head down, feel free to have a chat with your daughter's tutor and say hello and introduce yourself. And Mr. Gray, once everyone leaves, he'll deliver a few slides on DD. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. See, what's next to say, so I'll start. I'll just run through very quickly a bit about the DB Award. My name is Martin Gray. I'm the DB Manager at Service, and I've been here for a year now. Been a very odd year for DB and expeditions, but I think we're getting back to normal. I've been involved with DB for 20 years. Most of that's been working on expeditions, listening expeditions. I've been DB Manager for the last 6 years. And just to, again, you all had a letter. At the moment, I think we've got about 90 who've all just signed up. So just really just to go through what it's about and just these kinds of strands to the original letter. So DB Award. I think everybody thinks they know what the DB Award is. The way I think about it is it's a way for your daughter to demonstrate her commitments to a wide range of extracurricular activities. And obviously here at Surbiton, there is an amazing range of extracurricular activities, and that I think accounts for why, numbers-wise, we are possibly one of the largest, if not the largest school in the country for DB participation, which is amazing. It's certainly challenging for me, but certainly I think it's up to you that if your daughter wants to take part, then it's open to all. So, thinking about the forward, it's open to those in Year 9, or those who turn 14 in Year 9, and they've got to choose some activities from different sections. So we've got volunteering, physical, skill, and they do a 2-day expedition. In fact, they do 2 2-day expeditions. They have to do a practice expedition and a assess expedition as well. And they have to do 3 months in each of those sections, and then they choose one section to do for a further 3 months. So there's a range of activities, and DB dictates what sort of activity goes in a particular section. So, for example, most sports, obviously all things in the physical section, most of the clubs, drama, music, have this in the physical section, and there's some sort of quick rules about volunteering as well, but we can look at those. It's about your daughter demonstrating an hour a week commitments to each of those activities, and it's a very flexible program. So if she has summer activities she'd rather be doing, she'd rather be intense in the summer, so it's physical. She doesn't need to start now, she can obviously wait till that point and then go on. So, volunteering. It's been quite hard volunteering over the lockdown. One of the most common questions I do get from the daughters is, can I walk my neighbour's dog? The answer is no, it's not anything with volunteering. It needs to be a little bit more than that. One of those common things for volunteering would be to go and support one of the school clubs, perhaps for some of the younger years, so if it's a chess club or a hockey club, go and help and coach and support. That's a very good way, particularly now the bubbles have gone, for going in and supporting. So it's about then arranging that activity, and then again, making that commitment 1 hour now each week for 3 or 6 months. Talk about the assessor day. Still physical. So that's basically any sport, and I think obviously most of the daughters are well involved in sport. A key rule is that it can't be sport during curriculum time. So anything she does in the normal PE lesson is not going to count. It's got to be something that either happens at lunchtime or after school or weekends, playing the team, that will count for physical. It needs to be extracurricular time as well. And the skill, cookery has been the most popular thing over lockdown. But again, hopefully there's a range of things, a range of other societies that girls can get involved with, and again demonstrate their commitment to that particular area. So there's big lists online that you also will have access to, and they can just scroll through and find something that works for them. And expedition, some people's favourite part, some not so much. So good news this year is we can start the expedition in year 9. Previously we ran in year 10 later on. I'm hoping to bring that forward now. So in May time there'll be a couple of expeditions on the weekend. Lots of big kit lists and everything to go with that, but that will follow in due course. So when they sign up, they'll get a welcome pack and few discount cards, and there's basically an online account that they have called EDAV, and that's where they log their awards. So anything that they're doing, we ask them to submit it on the online form, I get to approve it, and then they can add evidence, photos, documents and stuff. They pull up a portfolio of what they've done over the time. And how do we assess it? Well, this is the tricky part. What they'll need to do is find an assessor. And that has to be an adult, it has to be a teacher, a coach. It can't be a family member, so you can't sign your daughters and stuff off, but it's someone that's going to verify that they've done their time and commitment. Hopefully something that has a bit of understanding about what the activity is, and then you report on them at the end, and once that's in that section, can then be signed off. Obviously, we'll support pupils in school as much as we can, and obviously we'll try and, if you can support your daughters as well. There's a big part of things, so everybody's going on a very slightly different programme. So again, if you have any specific questions, I'm the first point of contact for your daughter and yourselves if you need to prove what needs to happen. I think the big thing is getting them to use the online stuff. It's a little bit, it's not the most exciting website in the world, but it's just something we need to do to complete. And obviously there's a variety of reasons that they do DAV. It's worth thinking about the awards in the long term as well. So if they complete the bronze, they can move on to silver in year 10, and potentially on to gold when they hit year 12 or turn 16. And that obviously depends on the presentation of all the palaces in the Royal Family as well. So they can basically plan out their award for their service and career. So that is pretty much what I want to sort of cover. There's lots of little bits of rules and stuff that's hopefully during September, if your daughter has signed up, I'm going to do an assembly with them and just run through all the detailed nitty-gritty about what they have to do. But again, I will get those sort of information to you as well as we need it. So I think what I'm going to do, obviously, I'm not going up there, people need to go down, I'm going to hover here, and anyone who wants to come just ask any particular questions, I'll be free to do so. Obviously, you have my contact email, so any questions you've got. I'm really keen that everyone signs up really know what they're getting into, so I'm not going to sort of process the accounts until, for a couple of weeks yet, until I've seen the bills and we run through what it is so they know exactly what they're doing. So I don't want to say it's a couple of months ago,